Hey friends, how's it going? James from Look Ahead Marketing again. I want to talk a little bit about conversion today and some really common false beliefs as well as some things that actually make a difference. So the reality is, in your entrepreneurial journey, your first 6 figures by far is going to be the hardest 6 figures you're ever going to make. And there's so many things that need to confluence together in order for it to work, right? Things like your pricing, your product needs to be aligned properly, you understand your market, you're able to believe in yourself, you're able to have the right strategy, you're able to get the right leads, and so on and so forth. And part of the challenge that I see with a lot of online coaches and healers, especially in the beginning, is we tend to fixate on the things that aren't right, on the things that actually are common myths about why people don't buy. And when we focus on the common myths about why people don't buy, well, we never really figure out why people buy. And I've seen so many businesses fall apart just because of that simple misunderstanding. So let's go through this. I have 2 videos for you today. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, and don't forget, my friends, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. We're going to release about 3 a week at least, probably more coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about, first of all, common myths about why we think people don't buy and the reality behind the situation, okay? So these are the myths. So let's talk a little bit about these things here. So there's 4 that I want to talk about today about why people don't actually buy. And it's typically going to be what you think it is, are the 4 are not actually the reason why, okay? The number 1 myth, so these are going to be myths here. We're going to put a myth here. The myth why people don't buy, the most common one I hear more than anything else, is price. We assume that the pricing, it's just too expensive, and that's not actually true. So the reality is we need to be able to set this up properly. I'm going to talk about how to do it properly, but we need to set it up properly. The minute I hear that people say, my price was too high, or people didn't understand the value, well, I immediately know we haven't set it up properly. So the number 1 thing to know here is if you think it's the price that's holding you back, it's probably not, okay? Number 1. Number 2, another one I hear is, I just need to get in front of the right audience. I just need to get in front of my avatar. I just need to get in front of someone who actually understands. And again, it tells me that we don't have this set up properly. So for whatever reason, and it's going to be one of these reasons that we've outlined here, we don't have our audience set up. And realistically, we always, I always hear the term, I just need to sell my high ticket item to somebody. Most people who come in front of me don't have the money. That's not true, okay? That's not true. We just haven't set it up properly so that people actually buy. So again, if you're saying the reason why I'm not selling is because of your audience, that's not true, okay? Number 3, one of them is what's called the mechanism. I'm a huge fan of, mechanism for sale can be things like discovery calls, 5-day challenges, webinars, masterclasses, workshops. I'm a big fan of most of them, okay? Especially when you convert en masse. Now, a lot of the times I hear a lot of people say, you know what, I tried a 5-day challenge, that didn't work. I tried a webinar, that didn't work. Most of the time, it's not actually the mechanism that's the problem, it's the way we set it up against one of these, right? So in the last one I hear is, a lot of the time, the topic isn't right. Oh, this one kills me all the time. So when I hear topic, I hear things like, James, I just don't think energy healing is for me. James, I just don't think mindset coaching is right. James, I'm doing something new because that didn't work. Well, again, it's not because it's broken, it's because we haven't implemented it right? So again, those 4 things, those 4 myths, and they are myths. If you're here, there's something else wrong, okay? If you think your price is wrong, and that's why it's not selling. If you think your audience is wrong and that's why it's not selling. If you think the mechanism is wrong and that's why you're not selling. And finally, if you think the topic's wrong, there's something else going on. So take this to heart, my friends, okay? If it's one of these things, it's usually not. It's usually a fine-tuning of something else. That's what I'm going to cover in the next video. Don't forget, if you love this, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment below. I'd love to hear something that you've learned from what we do here.